Hello guys, all right, so we are here again to continue our multiple choice past paper questions, and we're looking at June 2016, just the first half of it, questions 1 to 30, and then as usual in our next video, we will have questions 31 to 60. I hope that you are staying on track with these questions. Please feel free to go ahead and pause the video at any time to work any question as we go along. All right, race me if you must. Some of these questions you've seen already, you're seeing again. So just go ahead and see how much you can get correct. Mark yourself. All right, here we go. We move to question number 1. It says we are given the number 0.0325 and we are supposed to write it in standard form. First thing we know is that we should put the first non-zero digit in front of the decimal point, write all the others. So right now we can't eliminate any of our answers as yet. All right, the next thing we ask ourselves, we can just use this simple question. If the decimal point is here, between 3 and 2, what can I do to get the decimal point to be back in its original position? And that would be, its original position is 2 places back to the left. And yeah, you pretty much write it as 10 to the negative 2 if you're going to the left. All right, in terms of concept, let's make this make sense. All right, we have 3.25. What can I do to it to turn it into 0.0325? And that is divided by 100, right? Dividing by 100 means dividing by 10 squared. But dividing by 10 squared also means multiplying by 10 to the negative 2. All right, number 2. What percentage of 40 is 8? We're expressing 8 out of 40, that fraction, as a percentage. Watch me while I write, and the words I say while I'm writing, those are the same words you use to replace what you're being told to do. All right, here we go. You can go ahead and say 8 into 40 goes 5 times, 5 into 100, 20 times, 20%. 8 is 20% of 40. All right, 540 beads are shared in the ratio 4 to 5. The largest share of the beads is, and we've done this already, the largest share is going to be 5 out of the entire share, which is going to be 9 portions. All right, 5 out of 9, but you want that fraction of 540. All right, you just go ahead, 9 into 540, that's 60, and 5 times 60 is going to be 300. Done. Number 4, 18.96 times 2.03. And you'd recall that we said a pretty good strategy to multiplying decimals is to first ignore the decimals and go ahead and multiply the numbers normally. All right, 3 6s will be 18, 3 9s 27 plus 1 30, 3 8s 24 plus 3 27. Well, that's funny. 3 9s 27 plus 1 is going to be 28. 3 8s 24, 25, 26. And then 3 1s 3 plus 2, that is going to give us 5. All right, the number in the 10th place is a 0. So you know that all of these would have given us zeros if we were to multiply 0 by each digit. All right, so we move to the hundreds place. All right, so we begin here. 2 6s, 12, 2 9s, 18, plus 1, 19, 2 8, 16, plus 1, 17, 2 1s, 2 plus 1, 3. All right, and of course, you should know how to finish this up. All right, now of course, there were decimals. All right, so we count how many digits are behind the decimal point. So that's 2 digits there and 2 here. So that's 4 digits. We must do the same in our answer. Put 4 digits behind the decimal point. And we're asked to round this off to 2 significant figures. 3 is the first significant figure. 8 is the second significant figure. So we round off right here. The 4 behind the 8 does not require us to add 1 to the 8. And so we know that our answer is 38. Number 5, 0.45 written as a common fraction in its simplest form. You want to look at the last digit in this decimal number, and that's a 5. What is the place value of that digit? 4 is in the tens place, 5 is in the hundreds place. And so you're simply going to write this number over 100. And then you simplify, and of course, you are going to use 5 into each of these numbers to get 9 over 20. We are supposed to find the exact value of 37.26 divided by 1.8, and then we should divide that result by 1,000. All right, we're dividing these numbers. And so the first thing you want to do is get rid of the decimal from our denominator. How can you do that? Turn it into a whole number. You're going to multiply by 10, because that will turn it into 18 now. And then you also multiply our numerator by 10. So now we have 372.6. All right, and so now we can comfortably divide by a whole number like we know how to. 18 into 37, that is going to give us 2, remainder 1. 18 into 12, that's a 0. We have our decimal point. This now becomes 18 into 126. Oops. All right, 18 into 126, and that is going to be 7 times. All right, 20.7, but then we're supposed to divide that answer by 1,000. And as we explained in a previous question, this is now going to be dividing by 1,000. Ooh. All right, 0.0207. Since we know that automatically the place of our decimal point is going to be 3 places to the left. All right. Number 7, it says 3.3 times 2.5 plus 5.7 times 2.5 is going to give us what? And you could do these individually using the principles we just established earlier with multiplication, but you should also be able to pick up certain things. For example, 3.3 is being multiplied by 2.5 and 5.7 is being multiplied by the same number. Those results are being added. This is pretty much the distributive law. So if you notice, 2.5 is being multiplied by 3.3 and 5.7. Now, what's 3.3 and plus 5.7? What will that give you? Of course, 9 times 2.5. All right. All right, and you'll take your time, do your multiplication. Your answer will be 22.5. All right. Here we go. What is the value of the digit 2 in the number 48.621? You just need to look at the place value here, and 2 is in the hundreds. position, so that is 2 over 100. The largest prime number that is less than 100 is, and even if you did not know this out of your head, you can simply go ahead and use elimination to look at what numbers are not prime or what numbers are prime. All right, so for example, 91, there are numbers that can go into 91. Take, for example, 7. If you can find just one number that can go into it, apart from 1 and itself, then you know it's not prime. All right. 3 can go into this, 99, 9 can go into it, 11 can go, and so you know that the answer is going to be 97. 10, if 3n is an odd number, which of the following is even? Of course, we know if we have an odd number, you can add or subtract 1 to get an even number. If we have an even number, the same applies to get an odd number. All right, 3n is odd, which means, as I just said, if I subtract 1 from that, then I get an even number. No need to go any further. Number 11, P is a set of prime numbers, Q odd numbers, R even numbers. Which set is empty? All right, P intersect R. Is there any prime number that's even? Yes, there is. There is 2. All right, so that set is not empty. P union Q, that definitely cannot be an empty set. You're combining all the numbers in P and Q. P intersect Q, prime and odd. Is there any number that we know is prime and is also odd? Lots of them. So that is not an empty set. Q intersect R, that's going to be, is there any odd number that is also even? Nope, so that is an empty set. All right, and we are told to select which of these sets represents this inequality. So it says x is greater than or equal to 6, and x is also less than 10. Which means if it says greater than or equal to 6, it means 6 or more. And then less than 10 just means, of course, less than 10. All right. It says x is an integer. So we know that we're looking at whole numbers here, right? So here we go. Include 6, but it must be less than 10. All right. And that is going to be the set. Can't be this because 10 should not be in it. This sign did not say equal to. 6 should be in the answer, so we know that none of these can be correct. Number 13, if Q equals, and we see the elements there in the set, A, B, C, how many subsets can be obtained from the set Q? Let's just quickly do this manually, and then of course I'll show you the shortcut. All right. We can have a null set from this set. We can have a set just with A set with just B, a set with just C, a set with A and B, A and C, B and C. And then of course we have the set with all the elements. How many subsets are these? How many subsets is present on our screen right now? We have 8 subsets that we can get from this set. Which are these here? Give us 8. The answer is going to be 2 cubed. That's 2 times 2 times 2. Now, the general principle is, if you know how many elements are in the set, just raise 2 to that power. So since there were 3 elements in the set, 2 cubed would tell you how many subsets you can get. So if there were 4 elements, you'd know that you could get 2 to the 4th power, 16 subsets, and so on. All right, we have the set M that has elements P, Q, R. The set N that has elements P, Q. Which of the following statements is true? M is a subset of N. That means we can find all the elements of M inside N. All right, next one says, The set M union the set N meaning when you combine both sets together, you get the elements that are in N. Look, because R would be missing. C, M intersect N is an empty set, meaning there's no element that's in M, which is also in N, and that's a lie. And we have finally M intersect N is equal to N. That means if you should look at the elements that are in M, and you can also find them in N, that's intersection, it will be equal to the elements in N. And that is true. Number 15, if 6 TT, Trinidadian dollars, is equivalent to $1 US, then how much is 15 Trinidadian dollars? And in US dollars. And sometimes you get stuck trying to figure out if you should multiply or you should divide. And if you don't know that, but you're pretty good at algebra, then you can go ahead and just set up a little table with both currencies, and you put in what you know. 6 of those dollars equal $1 US. 15 Trinidadian dollars is equal to how many US dollars? You don't know. These are ratios, and there's a rule that says the cross products of ratios are equal. If two ratios are equal, then their cross products are also equal. All right. So we're going to multiply across cross products. 6 times x, that's 6x. 15 times 1, that's 15. All right. So cross products must be equal to each other. Then you just find x. And we will get $2.50. Number 16, the cost price of a refrigerator is $1,850. A buyer who is given a discount of 5% will pay what? Da-da-da. All right, so of course, the price that the person will buy it for, the final price, is going to be the cost price minus a certain discount. All right, and so we go find the discount. 5% off $1,850. All right, so you go ahead, 5 into 100, that's 20. You can divide both of these numbers by 10, and then dividing 2 into 185, we're going to get for our discount 92.5. It's dollars, and so we say $92.50. All right, subtracting that from the cost price, $1,850. You would just go ahead and do your subtraction. You should get $1,757.50. So that would be C. All right. All right. Hope you're doing a good job so far. Tom bought a pen for $30 and sold it to gain 20% on his cost price. How much money did he gain? And questions like these, consumer arithmetic, you want to read it twice so you don't miss anything, right? So he bought the pen. So the cost price is $30. That's what he bought it for. He sold it to make a profit or gain of 20%. That means he sold it for $30 plus he put on a 20%, markup on this. So we want to know what 20% of $30 is. All right, we can divide those by 10, divide those as well by 10, and we have $6. All right, 20% of $30 is $6. So in total, he's gonna sell it, making $6 on the $30, making the total $36. Number 18, a dinner at a restaurant was advertised at $60 plus 18% tax. What was the total bill? What was the total bill for this dinner? All right, so total. Let me just write TB here. You're not required to show workings because it's a paper one question, so we can shorten as much as we like. All right, so the total bill is going to be $60 plus the tax. All right, we know that the tax is 18% of $60. All right, here we go. Let's divide both 60 and 100 by 10 or by 20. So now we have 3 divided by 5. And you can either divide 18 by 5 first and then multiply your answer by 3, or 18 by 3 and divide that by 5. All right. And in this case, you would have gotten 10 and 4/5, or which is the same as 10.8. 4/5 same as 0.8. So that's $10.80 for our tax. Let me get rid of these equal signs. Good. And our tax is being added to that $60. So that will give us $70.80. Number 19, television set costs $350 cash. We've seen this question at least twice already, all right, during our series. Cash is at $350 when bought on hire purchase. You need to pay a deposit of $35 plus 12 monthly payments of $30. You see that sometimes I am rephrasing, so you can pause and read the question yourself. All right, 12 monthly payments of $30. All right. So we have $35 plus 12 times 30, that is going to be $360. So the higher purchase price in total is $395. But if the person were to buy cash, they would pay $340. How much is saved if you buy cash? That's going to be $395 minus $350. What do we get? $45. For 20, the simple interest on a sum of money invested at 5% per annum for 3 years was $90. And we know that will involve a formula. Simple interest equals principal times rate, which is usually over 100, times time. All right. So principal times rate times time, all over 100. And it says the simple interest was $90. So put 90 here on the simple interest. We don't know the sum of money, so we put back the letter P for principal. The rate's 5%, 5% times time is going to be 3 years. So we have 90 equals 15p over 100, multiplying both sides by 100. We get 15p equals 9,000. We want p, so we divide by 15. And p is going to be $600. A woman buys a pair of shoes at a sale. She pays $45, saving $15 on the normal price. What is the percentage discount on the pair of shoes? All right, so let's go again. She buys a pair of shoes at a sale. She pays $45, saving $15 on what the price was before. The percentage discount on the pair of shoes is and percentage discount. In order to find that, we need to write the discount as a fraction of what the original price was. Once we have that fraction, we go ahead and multiply by 100 because we are trying to find the percentage discount, not just the discount. We already know the discount. So here we go. What is the discount? $15. It says it, saving $15. The normal price, which you have here as cost price, is going to be, she paid $45, saving $15, which means that this 45 plus this $15 would give us the original price. So that's 15 over $60 times 100. All right. That's a quarter. 4 into 100 will give us 25. All right, 22. It says if the simple interest on $900 for 3 years was $108, what was the rate of interest? Again, we write down our formula. The simple interest on $900, so that $900 is the principal times, we're asked to find the rate, so we know that we don't know it. We put that back. Times 3 years. The simple interest was $108. Once you put in what you know into this equation, you'll have one quantity unknown, and you just go ahead and find it. All right. Right now, we can divide 100 into 900 before we even proceed. Here we go. 9 times r times 3, that's 27r equal 108. Dividing both sides by 27, we get r to be 4%. The rate is 4%. All right. Number 23, 3x squared. And you notice we're now in the algebraic phase. 3x squared times 2x cubed. We focus on the numbers first, the coefficient at the front, 3 and 2. 3 times 2 gives us 6. So no, this answer is incorrect. This one is incorrect. And we have x squared times x cubed. As we can see, sorry, it's either going to be x to the 5th or x to the 6th. Now remember the rule of powers or the laws of indices, whichever term is preferred by you. All right, if you are multiplying same base, you can go ahead and add the powers. 2 plus 3 will give us 5. This is x to the 5th power. This is our answer. Number 24, we have these two fractions to add, and we should present them as a single fraction. So we want to ensure that we make the denominators the same, so we can go ahead and add our numerators. All right. Please do not think that any answer like 8x or 8x squared as a denominator is going to fit for these two. What is the LCM for 5x and 3x? That is going to be 15x. So LCM 15x. And you can check out my video on adding fractions in general and adding algebraic fractions with lots of CXC questions. All right, so here we go. How do I turn 5x into 15x? Multiply by 3. Whatever I do to the denominator, do it to the numerator. Turning 3x into 15x, multiply by 5. Good. So this fraction now becomes 3 over 15x plus 10 over 15x. Since both denominators are the same, we go ahead and add the numerators. That's 13 over 15x. Using the distributive law, how can we simplify this expression? All right, we have P multiplying by Q. Subtract P also multiplying by R. And it is quite simple. All right. So that is going to be P times Q minus R. All right. So it's a law that you should naturally know. Number 26, if X is equal to -2, Y is 3, T is 2, then what is X over Y raised to the power of T? So you're going to substitute wherever X is, we put -2 over Y, which is 3, raised to the power of T, which is 2. All right, be careful not to multiply these numbers by 2. All right, if we're squaring -2, we get -4. If we're squaring 3, we get 9. That's -4 over 9, which will give us that. All right, number 27, this is a binary operation. We have a formula here involving P and Q. Here it is. So regarding our question here, we can see that 2 is supposed to take the place of P and 3 is supposed to take the place of Q. All right, so anywhere P is, I'm going to put 2, so that's 2 times 2, plus Q is supposed to be 3. 4 plus 3 will give us 7. Number 28, if 5 times 2x minus 1 equals 35, we're supposed to find x. First thing we want to do is multiply or expand our bracket. So 5 times 2x, that's 10x. 5 times -1, -5 equals 35. All right. We want x, we're going to add 5 to both sides. 10x equals 40. Divide both sides by 10. Our answer is going to be x equals 4. And I've also shared an alternative solution to this same question in one of our previous videos. What is the value of, and we're substituting again, all right? If x is equal to 4 and y is equal to 2, what is x squared plus 3y over xy? All right, we're squaring x, so that's 4 squared plus 3 times y, which is 2, over x times y, so that means 4 times 2. 4 squared, 16 plus 6 over 8. All right, this will give us 22 over 8. And how many times will 8 go into 22? You go ahead and you start looking at your answers now. All right. 3. All right, good. 8 into 22 will go 2 times, remainder 6 over 8. All right, and you do not see that here, but of course you would simplify so that your answer will now look like, using 2 to simplify 6 over 8, 2 into 6, 3 times, 2 into 8, 4 times. All right, so answer is 2 3/4. Number 30, finally, when 6 is added to a number and the sum is divided by 3, the result is 4. 6 is added to a number, and that result altogether is divided by 3. So that tells us that this is incorrect, and this is also incorrect. All right, the total result of 6 plus x must be divided by 3. The result is 4. And we are done. We're told to write it using mathematical symbols. You're not supposed to figure out what x is, doesn't matter. All right, and this is the end of this episode. So next time, of course, we'll be doing the second half of the 2016 paper. Goodbye.